What's going on? Happy Friday. How you doing? Say hello if you're there. Wave to me. Let me know you're alive. Social media. We're going to get into it. That's it. I've had it. I need to take a break from social media. Seems to be all the buzz right now. I need to take a break from social media. It's just too much to handle. I can't deal with people, right? Does that sound familiar? Listen, this is called social media. Social, meaning be social. So right now, if you're catching me, now you can ditch it. Or you can say, hey, I'm watching you. I came on to this live and I'm going to be social, meaning hello, say hello, wave, give me thumbs up. That's it. Don't hide behind the screen. It's easy to do. But it's something that I've actually heard, and I wanted to talk about it now because I spend quite a bit of time. And I also know about wanting to take a break from social media, and I did. In fact, in 2015, I took an entire year off. I didn't just take a break. What does that mean? It's kind of like going on a diet. Yeah, I'm gonna do the keto. I'm gonna do the keto diet for a while, right? And you do it for like a couple weeks, or you pledge you're gonna do it until maybe election's over, and then guess what? Then you get right back on. You get back on to social media, and then you make up for lost time by just going through the motions, right? And let's talk about that for a minute, because I know it's very, very tempting. But I'm going to ask you this question. It's pretty important. Are you letting social media run you, or are you actually letting your life work around? Or are you letting your social media work around your life? Like, that's what it comes down to. Here's the thing. My entire business, just so you know, is run through social media. In fact, I don't even call it social media anymore. I call it business media, because for the most part, now I want to connect with you, but this is where my livelihood is. Part of me coming on here is not just to hang out, share with you in my backyard, and it's going to be raining here in a moment. It's truly so you can get to know me as a coach. That's what I do. I'm a fitness mentor, if you will, and I work with people over 40. You probably maybe have figured that out. But I would say is one of the things I've heard, even people that want to work with me say, Mark, I got to take a break from social media. It's just too much. Well, here's the thing. There's an easy way to solve it, and I want to help you, because I spend a lot of my time on Facebook. And you know what? I know for a lot of people, it's like, why am I even on here? And you just get sucked in, right? It's kind of addictive, right? You want to get lured. Hopefully there's positive that could be addictive. Like there's good news and positivity that's out there. I hope that I'm giving you a bit of positivity. In fact, I see some eyeballs looking right now. Own it. Say hello. This is social media. Don't hide behind your screen. Nobody's going to bite. I can't bite you from here. I'm not going to call you out. Just say hello. Be social. That's what it's about. Do you remember? Did you see Social Network? I think it was. No, not Social Network. Facebook. I can't remember that show where it was about how Facebook got started and the guys on college campuses to connect with people. This is about connecting. Now, you're not going to hear me for the most part. I might do a rant about fitness here or there, but I want to help you right now with social media, because there's an easy way to solve most of the problems that people have with social media. As the wind is coming, I think the rain might be swinging by here in a moment, so we might have to duck underneath my covered porch. So have you heard of unfollow? Have you heard of unfriend? Have you heard of block? There's lots of ways. In fact, I made a post about it not too long, maybe 2 or 3 months ago. And you know what? My news feed is awesome. Like, I love it. I see people of faith. I see people sharing good thoughts. I do see people that sometimes, share their concerns. They have maybe a sick family member, but I don't waste my time with people who are negative. I really don't. I don't have the time to waste on it. And I don't go scrolling through to look so that I can maybe make my angry comment to somebody that makes a post about their political views, right? You're not going to necessarily... Now, I do have my own viewpoint, and chances are, based on if you've been watching me any period of time, you probably know which way of the side I fall. But that's not important to me. What's important to me is spreading good news and hope in people's lives. And I say is negativity is not hope. Negativity is negative. And what do you do with those people, right? So what do you do with social media? You can just literally just be done with it. Don't say that I'm going to take a break until the election's over. Don't give me the BS. That's BS, right? I literally took in 2015. In fact, you can go back and look in my post in 2015, and after October, actually after October, November, I literally just shut it down. I just went off. Now, it wasn't even that big in 2015, really. Facebook was kind of sort of getting more popular, if you will. There's a lot of people on it. And I spent time for my business to some extent on there. And I literally just shut it down. I just shut it down for an entire year. And then when I came back, I really felt I missed out, because there was a lot of connections that I had made. Why I really value social media. There's people that I haven't connected with since high school that actually are clients of mine now, which is pretty amazing. And I work with and I've connected with people. I'm able to connect with friends and family members and people, even part of my business coaching and part of the people that are in my business, that we've been able to connect through social media. And it's been an awesome tool. Like, you can use it for the tool it is and don't let it use you. And the hardest thing is that you probably have people just like I have, and even some pop up, become friends, and then I see it's all about, all of your political views and negativity. And hey, you're right to have your own. I'm right to have my own. And the one thing that kills me is, if I want, now I don't have cable in my house. We have Netflix, and we can watch the news. I haven't had the news on, except I did watch a little of the debate here and there. Really didn't watch much the other night. It's not going to skew my opinion one way or the other, right? It's only going to get me probably be more upset, and I don't need that in my life. Life's too short to actually fill it with negativity. Do you not agree? Please let me know. As you're watching, I see a handful of people are watching right now. Be social. Don't hide behind your screen. It was interesting. I mentioned, because I do have to filter. This is not to brag. I have connected with people. I've been on Facebook since 2009, so that's 11 years. I do have close to 5,000 people. I don't know all of you, partly because you're not talking back to me. Not nobody, but I say there's some of you who are still just kind of hiding behind the screen, right? Until maybe there's something negative to say, and then I'll hear from you, or you'll send me a private message, and that's cool. I want to be social. I want to connect with you. This is me being me. Social, connected. Now, I might not be able to give you a hug, and you may not live in my neighborhood, but it doesn't mean we can't connect. And that's the thing. I think we get caught up in using social media as a way to spew our opinions. And again, I do all the time, and my opinion is pretty strong when it comes to health and wellness. I know for a fact that a lot of people are hurting, that are over 40 and 50, who could really use the help of an expert. I happen to be one of those experts, and I've made it my livelihood of helping people and doing what I know best, is helping people get on a healthier path. Now, I also have pretty strong Christian views. That's just me. I don't care whether or not you are a Christian. It doesn't matter to me what kind of faith, or if you don't have faith. I'm just not afraid to share about me. And even if you don't like that I'm a Christian, that's okay too. You have a right to your opinion. But you're not going to hear me complain about it. I'm not going to complain. The most you'll probably hear me complain about is really, there's not too much. It takes a lot for me to get upset. I do say is, if you don't like Facebook, just remove it and never come back to it at all. Like, be done with it altogether. And that might be an option. Or you can realize that is actually a really, really useful tool. You can connect with a lot of people. You can actually even do business on there. A lot of people have had to. Look, the reality is a lot of businesses are struggling right now. I know a lot of people who are adapting and shifting and using a Facebook model or another social media type platform so they can get their business across, so they can survive and thrive, right? Life is meant to be lived and have that joy in your life, and being able to do that requires just sometimes that you have to make some sacrifices, right? And I'll tell you what, just say, no, I need to take a break from Facebook. That's cool. It's good to take a break if you need to do that. But I would say is, if it's just because of what you're seeing from other people, political viewpoints, and you don't agree, it's okay not to agree. But if you really don't like what you see people saying, just do what I do. Unfollow. It's not a big deal. And I would say is, if people get upset, then real say, hey, I'd rather just not get upset, or unfriend. The next step would be unfriend. And then the next step would be, if they're really bothering you and harassing you, it's kind of nice. Unlike, say, you have a neighbor who you can't get rid of, who won't move. And we have a few of those neighbors that aren't really the kindest of neighbors. But in general, most of our neighbors are cool. So I would say most of my neighbors are pretty awesome. But I would say it's not like you can just, unless you move away and put a for sale sign on your house. And I know there's plenty of realtors that will want to sell your house because the real estate market is hot right now. But you can block somebody if you need to. Like, if somebody, and I've had to do that. I'm sure you had to. Probably you don't want to admit it. But I'm sure if I were to go look into your Facebook, you probably have some people. Maybe you even blocked me. Maybe you're about to block me right now, and that's okay. I don't mind. I know that there's so many people in the world, and I know, unfortunately, Facebook only makes it to 5,000, and that's why I mentioned it the other day. It was interesting when I mentioned about filtering, and I want to actually filter out. If you're not going to connect, if you're not going to engage, if you're not going to, it doesn't mean you have to be an Energizer bunny. You might have some challenges and issues, and let's talk about those. But as far as negativity goes, I don't have time for that. Life is way too short. The way I see it is, as I'm getting old, and look at these gray whiskers, as I'm getting old, I need to preserve as much energy as I have. I have energy. I work out and I try to eat healthy, right? And have hobbies. Surfing is my hobby, and I want to try to spend that. But I would say I don't have the capacity to waste my energy on negativity. Like, why would you want to do that? So partly it's the easy thing is, I'll just take a break from Facebook. But guess what? As soon as you go back on Facebook, the same people are there. So you might as well just stay on Facebook, be around positive energy right here. Got some positive energy. Maybe you can be inspired by me to share a live video or to share some positivity. Maybe it's not through Facebook. Maybe it's just through a conversation. And I'll tell you what, if you're inspired by this, all I ask is connect with me. Reach out to me. You can send me a private message, or you can connect right on here by saying hello. I see your names. Don't worry. I'm not going to call you out. And I'll tell you what, I want to say this is that, and I don't maybe say it enough, is I really, truly am grateful for the people who are connecting with me. I'm grateful for the people who trust in me to help them with their health and fitness. I'm grateful for the opportunity that I can literally run my entire business in my pajamas. Like, I never thought of that. I've always had a brick and mortar. I owned a gym. I've worked in gyms. I worked in people's homes. I put a lot of heart and sweat and tears into getting to where I'm at now. And I'm really grateful I can go on the beach. Again, it wasn't like it happened overnight, but I would say the power of the internet and the power for me of Facebook has allowed me to do that. Is this something that I'm bragging about? No, it's still really hard work. I still have to connect on a level that is different than maybe like actual face-to-face. But in this time that we have, I'm not too worried. I'm not really too worried. I know that there's still people out of shape. There's still people that need help. There's still people that are lost when it comes to dieting. There's still people, I talked to a few this week, that have tried every diet there is, every single one of them. If you're one of those people, my question to you is, why are you still doing the quick fixes? Why? Like, why? I don't understand it. It is not it won't fix. The funny thing is that word is kind of an oxymoron, because a quick fix means it fixes something. But the reality is, most of those things you consider as quick fixes, we don't need to go into them, you already know, is that they don't fix anything. In fact, they make things worse. They make your body worse. They make your confidence levels worse. They make everything worse. And unfortunately, we're just kind of sucked into believing like I don't have the kind of resources that some of the big companies that sell you on the HCGs and on the cookies and all of the quick fix methods. We don't have to go into them all, but you get my point. So again, just like that, you can block those things out as well. And how do you get rid of the quick fixes? You find a solution. My solution, as far as the choice to just be done with Facebook altogether, is just unfollow people. Just unfriend them, unfollow them. Be done with them, move on. Don't let them sabotage your efforts. Don't let them sabotage the goodness that can come out of being able to connect. One of the things, can you imagine here, just think, let's just sit back here, it's Friday. Let's just sit back for a moment. What if we were going through this time that we're going through, pandemic lockdown, and we didn't have any internet? Can you imagine if we didn't have any Zoom? Can you imagine if we didn't have any Facebook or Instagram or FaceTime or any of that? Can you imagine if we didn't have any of that? Like, I know my dog's going crazy right now, but can you imagine without any of that? It'd be a heck of a lot harder. So the way I see it is, look at the positive in things. Now, again, where do I get that from? Well, I'm just going to share with you now. I get my positive from my faith, because I know at the end of the day, no matter what happens in this world, no matter what happens tomorrow, no matter who gets elected, it's not going to change the way I feel and who I'm really letting lead me. It isn't any government official. It isn't any elected mayor. It's from the one who created me and created you. And I'll tell you what, that's all I have for today. It's Friday, TGIF. It's actually starting to rain a little bit now. And hopefully I didn't rain on your parade, if you will. Sorry for the cliche. But if you are considering Facebook, maybe just considering unfollowing a bunch of people, unfriending a bunch of people, accepting some new friend requests, seeing if they may connect with you on a level. Because there's a lot of people out there that want to connect. I'm one of them. You want to connect with me? Hang in there and stay tuned. I got more to come as it is. Have a good one. We'll see you. God bless.